Good morning. This is Site Plan Review Committee meeting for December 11th, 2018. Committee members present today are Dana Brady-Forte, our city assessor, Pat DeMarco, our code consultant, Ben DeCristoforo, our city engineer, myself, Frank Stringy, city planner, Mark Locke, plumbing inspector, and Paula Genzio, our DPW inspector, DPW superintendent. Also coming in is Nick Rystrom, our city engineer. So the first item on the agenda is 290 American Legion Highway.
Good morning, everyone. I don't know if you have plans or anything, but I made prints for you, not knowing what you had before you not. I didn't know how many to make, but I made 8. So, Nick is the one who's most familiar with this drawing, so
What's your name and?
I'm Stephen Bernstein. I'll give you business cards if you want. Here you go. Stephen Bernstein, SLB Group, LLC, out of Stoughton, Massachusetts. I'm a civil engineer, registered professional engineer. And I've been engaged by Blanchard Liquors to basically create a site design and construction project to correct basically to deal with their sump discharges, which are coming out of their building and right now draining onto Route 60. So, again, just an orientation, I don't know if you're familiar with Blanchard Liquors on Route 60 American Legion Highway. Basically, the building fronts are Revere Street. The front entrance is essentially in this corner here. The entrance of the building is here. The basement of the building is basically, they use it for a warehouse. They have 9 sump pumps in the basement. I've analyzed where they are in the basement. They're basically right now, they used to a couple of years ago, Nick can tell you when, used to discharge into the city's sewer system. And you guys, I had a program a few years ago to eliminate extraneous flow into the sewer system, so I believe the city ordered Blanchard to sever that connection. And you had some sort of program to actually solve their problem. For whatever reason, Blanchard didn't do that. They actually hooked up their sump pumps to 3 discharges to the rear of their building, which discharge onto the ground. And that drains by gravity out to across the sidewalk on Route 60 and discharges into a catch basin right on American Legion Highway. And it basically, on a day like today, the only thing that happens there is becomes an icing problem, and obviously not a good solution to solving that problem. So I got engaged to come up with a plan. I called up Nick, I talked to engineering as to how we could proceed to do this. I gave him a preliminary design with a conceptual design after I studied the problem to come up with a solution. I did a comprehensive existing conditions plan because there hadn't been one of the property. We identified where all the existing utilities are in the project. They're basically along American Legion Highway, and basically all the utilities, the gas, the electric, the water, the sewer line, all comes in this corner, basically where the dumpster is, if you're familiar with the property. And in order to avoid all those utility crossings, what I want to do is repipe the drainage inside the building, again, nothing to do with you, and basically create a storm drain system consisting of 8-inch ductile iron pipe, basically coring a hole through the building and reconnecting the drains inside the building, and draining it to a leaching basin in the middle of Blanchard's parking lot, and right next to that is an existing catch basin which drains out to a drain out in Revere Street. So essentially we're taking the storm water, the sump discharge water, and discharging it into the city drain. At the same time, since this is a hazard in their own parking lot, the roof basically drains in this direction towards kind of like the funeral home end, if you're familiar again with that area, and then runs by surface across their parking lot, again causing a hazard in this type of weather, rain, icy conditions. And to collect the stormwater and connect it, the stormwater ends up in the catch basin, don't get me wrong, there's no increase in flow or anything. It's just putting it in a pipe connecting to the same leaching basin. The leaching basin idea is basically to try to eliminate as much water into the city drain as possible. But of course, if that is in a situation that it fills up with water, then it would have an overflow in it, which would tie into the catch basin next to it, and then out into the city drain. It's a pretty straightforward project.
Yeah. So with these pumps, sumps continuously pumping?
Well, they're not continuously pumping, they're literally on floats, and they're obviously during a heavy rainstorm, they pump.
They pump them quite a bit even after everything.
Yeah, that's what I want.
It's just one of those things, it's just, it's a function of a lot of things. I haven't really analyzed their elevation towards anything, but especially since this fall, it seems they've been running all the time, but we've had the most rainfall ever in November anyways.
So I'm sure Nick and Joe explained to you, cleaning out that basin and cleaning out that line that currently goes to the parking lot of the basin, make sure there's no restrictions. If they are pumping continuously or for long periods of time, and during heavy rains, the concern is obviously surcharging of that catch basin in the corner of Revere Street.
We'll tell them they'll have to clean that, well, they have to do maintenance on their own system, and
Right.
we'll incorporate that.
Well, adding all that flow to that,
Yep.
that basin.
So a lot of this flow that you see coming off of the roof and things like that, it was going to that basin to begin with.
Correct.
It was just flowing across the parking
Okay.
lot. What we did previously was that this catch basin actually was tied into the sewer, and we redirected it, tied it into the drain line, so now it's in the right place.
So that's a new lateral?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a PVC line also, so it's
Alright.
relatively new, and catch basin and everything else is in very, very good condition, so.
So the discharge point, the addition to the system shouldn't be overwhelming. Obviously, you want to make sure that this is cleaned and maintained, but the design is to have it be leaching under small storms and only really contribute to the city drainage when it gets to be overwhelmed and it overflows into the system. That's what we've seen, what standard practice for a lot of the bigger developments that we've seen, like on the beach and stuff too.
Do they intend on just patching that trench in the parking lot, or are they going to do a complete overlay?
Unfortunately, they redid their parking lot a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Did a really nice job, so we're going to keep the trench as narrow as possible, as safely as possible. It's not a very deep line, so, and then they'll patch it, and hopefully we'll do a good job on patching it, when we do this in the spring.
Okay.
Of course, the client doesn't want me there now, obviously, I have to wait until after the busiest time of the year. And then, of course, January is probably not the ideal time to do this either, and of course, they want it done as soon as possible, but unfortunately, they hired me late. So, as good as I am, I'm not really that good. So, maybe if we have a January thaw, I am negotiating with contractors right now, and hopefully we'll have a contractor on board. If we get the January thaw, maybe we'll get in there and do some work in January. And we just paved the project the other day, so the plant is still open, so hopefully we can get it all done. If not, we'll have to wait until the springtime, unfortunately.
Joe, if they're doing, or Paul, if they're doing work on private property, they still have to be a licensed drain layer?
They'll be licensed.
Yeah.
To connect into our system, they should be licensed.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
There's a number of licensed drain layers in the city, so.
Right, I've already
Get that
talked
list
to
from-
Mark about the interior plumbing stuff. We've
Yeah.
coordinated our efforts there, and the client also wants to put the sump pumps on a generator, and we'll take appropriate steps in order to get permitted for the generator.
All right,
We're
thank
just
you.
not quite there yet.
Any other questions? Obviously, Nick has been reviewing this at engineering. and-
He has?
You just have to make sure that at some point, you're gonna go through and put it on our e-permitting. Those are the comments I said, you have to upload it to the e-permitting site, so that it, goes through the whole review process, obviously, in addition to me, so.
I did it through e-permitting. That's how I
Okay,
got
fine.
this. That's how I got this far. You
But
told
that
me
was
to do-
that's for site plan, right? So, at some point, it's gonna have to go for I don't know if it falls under building permit, or it does fall at least on the street
Plumbing.
opening.
Okay.
Plumbing
No, building
permit,
permit,
that's
right.
it.
It's the same thing, it's the same process.
Yeah.
Okay.
And DPW will have to make an inspection, when the work is complete.
Absolutely.
Right.
You'll be able to eat off of it when you're done. Okay, that's probably an exaggeration, I'm sorry. We take very big pride in our work, so.
Okay. All right, thank you for the update, and
So what happens next?
goes through the, once it gets uploaded, e-permitting, everybody will review and sign off on it, and then your plumbing permit gets issued, and you can start.
So as soon as I get a plumber on board, we'll apply for a plumbing permit, and we'll go that way.
Yeah, and then make sure you line up the license drain layer from the city.
Absolutely. Thank you, yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Site plan for Malden Street?
Well, actually, I have this lot on my property where the house sits on right now.
Is there an address here, or just you have it identified by parcel number?
Actually, there's no address. So, I'll show you what I have the, so right here, this is for that lot, and this is my house, and the house kind of sits on both lots. It touches that one by a little bit. So I only have that 14 Charger Street, and I pay the tax on this one. I'll show you right here, I have the printout so you can see. Yeah, right. That's correct, yes, first house, yeah, that's the Malden's Charger, and that's my house, and that's how much it touches that lot.
So what do you
So what I'm trying, back in 1962, there used to be a house here, I had a couple of drawings here on that lot. That was taken down, and then my house was built in 1965.
So this here?
That right there, yeah, that's the, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the red lot that I'm trying to, see if I can build on it.
No, you can't, for a couple of reasons. What's the overall area of the lot?
It's a
5579.
Of that?
I have them 67 for the other one.
What do you have for this one? 55?
It's about 100 by, it's like 115 by 40.
Yeah, by 41 actually, yeah, right
And
here.
then you have an encroachment of the existing house on that parcel.
Yes.
So it's essentially one lot held in common ownership.
Okay.
So you'd have to subdivide it.
Yeah, but I was gonna see, what the use, just I would probably subdivide that, move the line if, next to the house, if,
And also, if you construct anything on this lot, you'd have to conform to setback requirements.
yep, okay.
15 in the front, 20 in the rear, 5 and 10, which would be very difficult for you to do. I mean, you can try to conform to all those setback requirements and put a structure here and subdivide that lot, but we'd have to see that plan.
Can I have the
You would need relief from the zoning board of appeals to do that.
Yeah, so the surveyor unfortunately couldn't finish that, the plot plan
Okay.
on time, so I don't have what I have the design of the,
It will not qualify as grandfather lot.
No, what is,
Yeah, it wouldn't.
so
Yeah.
to subdivide would require variances. What's this lot, A?
This one?
Yeah, I mean,
67, 60
one?
it says.
Which one?
67,
This is the one
66.
here.
This one, oh,
67.
67.
67, 66, yeah.
Yeah.
If that's,
See, this is already a non-conforming lot.
yeah.
To
Okay.
subdivide this, to remove part of that structure on it, is not allowed, because it's already non-conforming. You can't reduce the size of a non-conforming lot less than what it is. So this is,
I don't see any avenue.
there's really no relief here for you. I mean, other than, if you want to go through the course of having an engineer put plans together, they would be denied at this level.
okay,
And
all
then
right.
you would have to take the next step to appeal it.
That's what I'll probably, that's what I'm probably gonna do, if I can, because right now from this line to my house, it's about 122 feet where the house touches. So if I put that setback, if I move the line from this lot here, whatever is needed, 10 feet on this side, leaves me with 112, where I would have, enough frontage and the baggage to meet the criteria.
You wouldn't.
Huh?
You would
So
have a
the-
fifth, you would have 40 by 9, so
the length of that lot is, along Charger, is about 115 feet.
Right,
Built into that, how much?
right.
So let's say it's 10 or 15, then you're only at 100 offsets, so it's like 80,
25 feet.
more like 80.
40 by 80.
But either way,
You're not gonna, you might get, if your frontage is on Charger Street, then you need 20 and 15, you need 35 feet.
It's
you only
gonna
have
be too
41
narrow,
feet.
yeah. It's gonna be too narrow on the, if the frontage is on charge, yeah. No, I was thinking that the frontage was gonna be on,
There's no parking. I can tell, in my opinion, I think there's a lot of obstacles.
yeah. Well, actually, the parking, I was gonna do the garages under, for the parking, under the house.
Yeah.
That's what I
Well,
was
if you
gonna
want to
sort of
continue forward, you have an, put a plan together.
put a plot plan together, and then, yeah, I
Yeah.
can probably,
We have no other choice but to deny you.
that's, yeah, that's, I mean, I'm gonna, you know,
Take
have
your
the,
chances.
gonna have the surveyor, you know, do the plot plan, and then the architect to, you know, put that on the plan, and I'll come back. It's just that he couldn't finish it, you know, on time, so that's why I just figured I would come since I have the appointment, and, you know.
Okay, so when you get everything finished, come back.
So can I just come back, or should I make an appointment, or just?
You'd have to go back on.
Yeah.
Oh, you put everything, again, site review, we apply, okay, perfect. Okay. Well, thank you for your time, gentlemen, and I'll see you, hopefully you'll be able to finish it by the end of next week.
And I would not propose a two-family there. You would not be able to put a two-family there, would you? Probably be a single family. They wouldn't allow you anything more than a two-family on that lot.
But they won't allow anything
Now,
more
if you
than
go
two?
before the ZBA,
If in
Yeah.
fact they allow anything at all.
yeah.
If they allow anything at all, actually, I was gonna propose two family, and then I'll see, you know, how it goes, if they, you know, so, all right? Well, thank you very much, gentlemen, hey? All right, thank you, have a good one, hey? Bye-bye.
Okay, site plan for 125 Squire Road?
Gentlemen, my apologies. We're in a muck of traffic today, of course.
Okay, so why are you guys here?
The site plan review letter expired, Frank.
yeah.
That was back in
Right, Papagenos?
Yeah, 16 or 15,
Yeah.
actually. So, there's been a couple of code changes, I think, since.
So where are we at?
We applied for the permit already, and we went building department, and I
The
was,
comment came back that the site plan review letter did expire.
and he said expired the latest.
Yeah, so have you started plan review?
Oh, we have not, no. No.
So you're waiting for your final construction plans?
Yes, we applied for the permit already.
The plans have been submitted? They have been submitted, Frank. They haven't even gone into review. I'm looking for an updated site plan review letter before we proceed with the plans. Yeah, but I think it's best we go over it to make sure that
Sure.
nothing's changed. and
Yeah.
Their
Let's
plan remains the
just
same.
run through it.
Okay.
Same number of rooms?
Same number of rooms, same number of parking spaces, which comply.
100 rooms?
There's 100 rooms, 75 parking spaces. We are still putting 3 spaces in front of the dumpster enclosure with the understanding that we have to control that for employee parking so that the dumpster can be empty. That was the same as it was before. I think the difference from the time you guys saw it was more engineering in that mass deal.
What's the setback off the lot line?
Has to be 10 feet.
That-
Doesn't equate to
7.5, I think. It appears,
Well,
is that 7.5, 3.5?
Yes, that's the dumpster enclosure, not part of.
Oh,
the-
okay, yeah.
Okay.
So,
And
yeah,
then-
you have to maintain 10 feet. So that has to be approved by the Board of Health. But just so you know, the requirement is 10 feet.
Okay,
Correct, to the
so-
dumpster.
So I would prefer to change that to meet the code unless you think that, I mean, what do I have to do to get a?
Well, you would have to seek
get a
relief,
variance?
yeah. But I would,
You want want to go that route.
Yeah, if you want to go that route, that's up to you, but I would,
I think I'd rather change it to
Yep.
meet the code.
if you can.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna lose dumpster space, but that's gonna be an operational issue, so.
Okay, but again, that's going to be something that's going to have to be coordinated and approved by the Board of Health. Size of the dumpster.
The size of the dumpster.
Correct,
okay.
yep.
All right, fair enough, 10 feet. So we will need to resubmit that to Board of Health?
So what I will do is, once you finalize your drawing, I would make a note on that, and this drawing is going to go to the Board of Health, because are there any kitchens involved, or?
There's a.
Breakfast
No,
areas?
they warm up food. They-
Okay.
they
Yeah,
have
so
a-
we can put the Board of Health on the plan review route.
Okay, great. So get it back and you update the plan on.
Correct.
online,
Yep.
And you'll,
Yep.
you'll take care of
Yep.
distributing?
Yep.
Great, thank you. Okay, so as I started to say, the changes were requested by Mass DOT because we're on Squire Road. So between the city and Mass DOT, they wanted to, DOT played around with the radii at the entrance. I think it was the city that wanted all new sidewalks on the three sides, so that was part of what got submitted to DOT and also to you.
So has that been approved by DOT?
Yes,
It has.
yes. You guys should have a letter from your engineer for that, so.
So the approval, so now the curb cut, has that permit application been submitted to DOT?
The package was submitted to them. It was approved. I don't know if they
Okay.
scheduled, my assumption is that it's just a scheduling issue, which obviously have to be after the frost leaves the ground at this
Okay.
point.
Who's the engineer on the project?
Engineer is John Hargraves out
For
of,
DOT or for
No,
for the applicant?
the owner,
it's John Hargrave, GA Consultants out of Newburyport.
GA Consultants.
Yes. You want his telephone number too?
John Hargrave.
Yes. And that would be 978-502-5197. And he ended up going back and forth with DOT a lot.
So, water and sewer coming off of
Yeah.
Squire Road?
Right. And I think water is over here, right on the side.
Okay. So the only cut you have to make is for sewer within Squire Road.
I believe so, but it's also, everything is towards this side on Squire.
Even the sewer line, I think the
Sewer is
sewer's in
in
the
the
median,
Oh, it isn't, you're right,
Yeah.
you're right. Sorry about that,
so,
now that I think about it.
yeah, so you'll need a
That's gonna be a DOT permit, isn't
roadway
it?
opening permit from
Right.
DOT.
Do you have a secondary permit for that, or is it all done? I'm sorry, I'm asking, looking on.
Also needed an open street opening permit from us because if you dig in out there doing the water and sewer, subject to inspections. With existing sewer line there, I believe it's all cut, can't be sidewalk right now, from what I understand.
Right, I think you're right.
All the way out.
So that would have to be fully abandoned?
It'd have to
At the
be
main-
abandoned unless it was in decent condition, it could be lined. How many units are going in
There's
there?
100 units there, I think, and we had a Papagenos before, so, sounds like,
Size of the service now?
I don't know, but I can't
It's an
imagine.
option, depending on the size of the service and
And
the
conditions.
conditions.
I don't know if the elevations for the existing pipe work for you guys or not.
No basement
Nobody-
There is, excuse me,
Do you have a basement here or no?
we do have a basement.
Small
I thought you
basement,
didn't.
3,500.
Half of it is basement.
Make more smaller.
Well, we know, but there's an employee bathroom down there, and that's getting pumped, there's a lift pump. So for all intents and purposes, the exit of the sewer is up under the first floor as opposed to below the basement.
What's the plan for the sewer? Is to reuse the one that's there or to run a new line?
To run a new line.
So that's the case, that's fine, the old one needs to be completely removed from the ground.
Well, I would suggest at that point in time, since we have to open the road, is there anything precluding us from opening the road where the existing pipe is and making a new connection there, or is that, that's okay?
Yeah, that would be preferred, yes.
And that way, everyone's happy that the old stuff is gone and the new stuff is, it's new right out to your main, or whoever main it is. Okay. So, two permits. Do you issue yours under the building permit, or it's a separate permit? Okay, thank you.
Same portal, you can go through the citizen server, and it's just a
Oh,
separate.
God, please don't make me do that again.
So you have to, it's
Sorry.
same process, 2 times.
Okay, great.
What's the proposal for the water service?
Where is it coming from, or?
Or what do you have domestic and fire?
Yes, of course.
And weather?
Water's here and
Is there
sprinkler.
a utility, is there a site plan, a utility plan?
Yes, I believe there is. Grading and drainage. I got a water, it probably shows it on the mechanical plans, because they on the plumbing plans. Which I didn't bring those because I didn't.
Are those part of what you uploaded to the system?
Yes, yeah, the
Well,
mechanical.
let's see what the connections look like. The city's gonna require, isolation needs for the services and then also over the main line.
Okay,
And then I'll have to look to see, about hydrants, because I think that we're short of hydrants in that area, so.
okay.
Maybe some requirements. for
So,
additional hydrants.
so if you have problems getting to the whole package was up there, all the mechanical. the
If it's on the
features.
citizen service, should be able to.
Okay, great.
So then, if there's an issue with going back, trying to get a hydrant on the road, we can probably cheat down the code.
Yeah. I'll coordinate with you guys to go over this next.
Yeah, we'll do where the sprinkler room is.
Sure.
Okay, probably where we go.
So then what's the last part for utilities for me, was it supposed to, is this the drainage plan?
There's
Around, infiltration, is that what it is?
drainage, I can't see.
You have connections there to the city system at all? I think we had a bunch of these, you know,
Yeah, you did before when we
a
looked
while
at
back, but I mean, it's been a while, I'd like to.
it. What, you can't remember?
No, sorry. Sorry. Been a few projects in
I
between.
know. Let's see. Let's curb cut. Where's drainage? This drainage. Yes, there was. I think it was back. Actually, the set grew because of the DOT stuff, so. There you go. Okay, so, sorry, Pat.
No, it's,
All right, so
so,
you got a series of,
yeah, infiltration chambers there,
and over here.
and then is there an overflow, looks like, to Macopa, is that what that is? And over there. On this side too, looks like, right? There's an overflow here, infiltration overflow, and then infiltration and overflow. Who did the drainage design, is that GA?
That's just, that's GA.
So do they have, I thought I remembered before that there was a stormwater,
Management
analysis and drainage design.
There was.
So that's something they have to provide to, that should be uploaded.
All right,
So maybe that's not necessarily you, but whoever the civil guy is.
I'm the only one who seems to be able to use the system even marginally, so, so I'll have him ship me the latest copy of that, and I will upload it, drainage plan, or drainage, review.
So once we set everyone in the review, they have access to all the documentation.
All right.
But if you could label it, please, for what the upload is.
All right, I can't remember whether I uploaded that before or not, so I just assume the err on the side of you having two than not having any. Yeah, I do, I feel much calmer now.
Yeah, so utility plans have to be submitted. You only show water service line here.
Well, this is a drainage plan, so,
Oh, so, okay.
I think the utility plan is different. So this in conjunction with the mechanical plans that have already been submitted will give you the answer, unless you need me to put that information on the utility plan.
Yeah, I'll have to look at it. I probably will require that.
Okay.
Typically, there's a utility plan that shows all of our utility site work and I see
All right,
some details.
so if we, okay, so just drop me a line or I'll
I'll submit, so I'll look at what's on the citizen serve and I'll provide comments to you.
okay,
And they'll be bulleted.
great, thank you.
And have your engineer evaluate that existing sewer line and the condition of it in the slope and invert elevations. Maybe if it's in good shape, and I don't know what the size of it is, but it would
Okay,
preclude you from having to dig up Squire Road.
that'd be a nice Christmas gift,
Maybe over
I
time.
think the chief of police would
be happy to.
appreciate that. Water's on the sidewalk now, so.
Yes.
What about, that's domestic, what about your sprinkler?
Would-
There is another line for sprinkler, I can't.
Is it coming off of Squire Road?
Yes. Oh, wait a minute, is it?
It's in the media strip, it comes in
Yes.
front of the building. Squire Road.
What, water?
No, sewer.
So the
sewer.
water is the existing domestic?
Capped on the sidewalk?
No, there's new water and new sprinkler.
Okay, so the old one's gonna be abandoned, the old water,
Yes,
domestic.
Your
again,
water was already in.
it was a 1,200-foot building.
Yeah, right.
Joe, is the sewer line cut off at the sidewalk?
Yes. The sidewalk.
And what about the other water line, sprinkler? That's,
They only had one water line.
Yeah, so we got a new sprinkler line coming
they're
in.
relying on,
You're talking 6-inch.
does it have to have Squire Road?
Yes.
The water mains in the sidewalk on the, Squire.
Oh, the water mains on the
Oh, the
sidewalk.
main.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, we don't have to go
Oh, it's
through.
not immediate, oh, good.
Right. Everything except the sewer is right.
So you took the old water all the way back to the main?
Yeah, because it's sitting right up. Sidewalk.
So that was cut at the main, and capped at the main.
I believe it was. Yes.
Good, okay.
So everything will
When are you
be
guys
new
looking to
coming
break
in.
ground?
He said,
When are you looking to break ground?
When do you want to start construction?
when I get the permit right away, we start.
You have a contractor ready to go,
Everything, yeah.
everybody?
So
And
who's?
you work for La Quinta,
Excuse
He,
me?
he applied.
you work for La Quinta.
No, I'm an independent architect that was hired to modify their prototype plan and fit it to the site and meet your requirements.
Okay. So I can tell you, you're gonna have to input your contractor's information as well.
Yeah, he did everything.
Oh, you put the contractor's information?
Everything.
Okay, I haven't reviewed it.
I wasn't sure how that worked. I went in, I used his information because it looked like
So
I wasn't.
you registered him as the contractor?
I did, and then I registered myself as the
Great.
architect.
Okay, great, yep,
So I knew you needed everything in there.
perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll
Little
get
late
the,
because
we'll get the
design.
site plan review letter renewed
Thank
and
you.
uploaded. You
Well,
guys
with-
finish
you know, with
everything on your
compliments.
end.
The lighting's all squared away, the
So,
sidewalks.
what I'm getting at is I'm concerned about your turn radiuses for apparatus.
You're gonna put cameras
So I'm gonna ask our
outside?
civil engineer
Yes.
to take a look at that. I'll give him the
Okay.
model.
All right. I just want to see the entrance and exit. The entrance and exit of the site plan?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's off of Squire Road.
So I got one off Squire Road and a straight through over here.
So is this two-way?
Yeah, it is, yes. It's 24.
22 it says. Doesn't that have to be wider?
22.
That's reviewed already by DOT.
DOT had us, yes.
Okay.
DOT has a different spec than you guys do. So these we do, these meet them. So those were 20, I think it's 24.
Side street, 22, 20.
Entrance here, entrance, but that's two way, so just straight through here, and I can also make the turn there, but
That has to be rated at
That's a dead end there,
What's the width here?
22.
22 point, oh,
That's two-way or one-way?
it's two way.
Well,
Did DOT shrink that?
Yes, yes.
because our highway business district, the two-way has a minimum width of 30 feet.
Right, if we're gonna have 22, we should cut this corner so they can come out better.
That's DOT's
You know, if
specifications.
you, excuse me,
Those, that was designed according to DOT specifications, correct?
repeatedly, yes, yeah. So if you guys would feel better about a one-way in, I don't think we would
Oh,
have a
one way
problem.
out.
Or one way out,
Right, I think one way in would be better, and
Well-
then go out here and come out over.
right, if somebody's
Then
coming
you
down the
got cross
road,
traffic.
right, then they can see that and they can get in.
Yeah.
Coming out, they're gonna know they have to go out here or here and out to the road, so.
I mean, you have a longer queuing line.
There should be
if it's on
entrance
side.
only, Fred.
Once-
It should be only one
Yeah,
way.
but you're forcing them in here and you gotta force them out so they're coming at each other right here. So if you send them another way, you gotta send them north.
Traffic flow.
Oh, yeah, it's not-
Yeah, but if you're coming out here, then you get a vision line at least, you know, and you're not,
No, I'm saying you have it at Newell either, and you're not.
But there's a curve here.
Traffic comes-
You have two curves.
Yeah.
You have two curve cuts.
Yeah, he's got.
yes, I got a curb cut here,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Well,
So I can get out this way?
Yeah.
I can get out this way.
Yeah, in Macoba Street, the way out is to go down Ward Street, if you're heading south. So there's a door, turn around.
But if I'm there for one night, first time there, I'm probably not
Right.
gonna recognize that.
But that would be better if that's an entrance only.
So if you, I don't know, does that get noted in the plan report?
Put in the site plan review report.
Oh, okay.
It'll flow better.
Yeah, I'm with you.
You won't have cars coming back up here. Plus, you have these cars are dead-ended.
Right, right,
Is this for employees?
yes.
Okay, so that answers that.
All right, I'll refine and revise the site plan review letter.
Okay,
Have that
thank you.
uploaded, and it'll go to whoever's email is on the,
His email.
his email.
Yeah, mine is.
Well, so I don't think they applied for site plan review, Frank. They applied for the building permit.
Building permit.
Building.
So you
Because we already had site
so you
plan.
may have to email him directly, and he can then upload it to the application. So they never,
So,
yeah.
so
So
I
you-
have to upload the approval of the new approval?
Correct, yeah. Why don't you give him your email address, and he can email you the updated and revised site plan review letter,
Okay.
and
How wide does the aisle need to be inside the parking lot?
22.
was it two-way?
Yeah, two-way.
It's W Fuller at cubicarchitects.com. CUBIC architects with an S.com.
Frank, can we allow these driveways to be 22 so they're not into the parking space?
No, no, they make an exception, let it go to the site plan review.
There's an aisle with the 22, and then you're making a 24. The car's gonna be sticking out in the driveway. Doesn't make sense.
Can't reduce the aisle width, that's gonna.
No, it's 22, but
Give them 20.
like these curb cuts, 22.
What are they now?
It'll match this one,
From here to here, they're,
24.
you said. I thought they were,
They look like they're in line to me, on the drawing.
I think that's
All right, well, then that'll be fine.
I already kind of looked at that.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so
No
you know
other
how to
questions?
you know how to get a hold of me?
So we're gonna be, if this is your entrance, main entrance, we're gonna be looking to come in this way, so you may have to play with these curb cuts.
Yeah.
Okay, this is just obviously an island for your overhang.
Right.
You may have to change that layout and this layout, so.
Pull this back here.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you the, you're gonna have to run the model.
Okay, do
Get
you
my
have the
apparatus
ra-
turned
do you
in
have the
there.
radius for your bigger?
Yeah,
equipment?
I can get that to you, yep.
All right, so I'd like the biggest one, and so if I make it for that, everything else should fit, right?
Yeah, well, yes and no, they turn differently.
Ah,
So
okay.
you have to talk to the civil.
All right,
We have to run
so
them
if
all.
you can give us the data on
Yep.
each type, and then I'll
Yep.
have him run it.
Yep, you can run them all.
And we'll submit a different sheet showing turning
Yep.
radii. Okay, I can do that. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Is that it? No other questions?
When do you think I will see the letter? When do you think you can release
Probably by the end of tomorrow.
it? Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
So once you get that, upload it to the application, if you could, please.
I will do that.
Yeah.
Has the upload capability improved in the 6 or 12 months you've had it?
So I can tell you, depending on the size of the file, you may have to separate it. I think that could be an issue. But you submitted all the plans, correct? I haven't even,
I submitted all the plans they asked for,
okay.
but it was split up in
Yeah, that's fine,
a pretty unusual way.
that's fine,
And they didn't ask for some plans that were there, so.
that's fine.
Okay.
I will review with another.
Design plans,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna send you an email and ask you for a drop link, just to give me the full drawing of that, which I'm gonna do.
Oh, awesome.
Thank you.
And I'll look at it that way, give you comments.
All right, I have a full package of everything that'll come through that way for you. If
You
that's
already
okay.
have that as a PDF, the full package.
You bet.
You can copy me on that
Yeah,
too.
you can kind of preempt.
Okay, because I'll tell you, you know, your system didn't ask for things like sections or interior elevations or stuff like that.
Well, that's all part of the architecturals.
No, they just asked for floor plans.
Yeah,
Specifically.
yep.
And,
Yeah.
and I tried to upload the whole
Yep.
thing, it wouldn't take it because it's
Yep.
only 250 megabytes, so I welcome the opportunity.
You would have to break them up.
Can I send you a
You
Dropbox
can,
link
you can.
also, so
Yep,
that if
you
you
could.
decide you want me
You
to?
could.
I don't know where the hell else to put them, I
You
used
could.
every opportunity to upload plans. Okay, great, thank you. So, do you have a card?
Is your email contact on the original upload? When you uploaded these plans?
I listed myself as the architect. So I believe there's an email.
So if you're already on there, I'm just gonna update and revise that original site
And
plan.
just load it up to,
Yeah, load it up and send it to you
okay, great,
under the old file.
sorry. That was 2 days of hell.
I understand.
And, well, yeah, it's funny though that other municipalities, not necessarily in the state, accept the drawing package as a drawing package.
Yep.
And it's unusual to find the degree of breaking it down, and it was somewhat obvious that it was a computer guy that made the breakdown. because
So I can connect you to our Director of
I'd be-
Innovative Technologies and
You know,
Information. And you can kind of put your request to him to maybe,
I would be happy to, because
Yep.
I mean, you guys must have been,
Yep.
people must be beating on you left and right.
I would put you into right contact.
I will gladly do
Yep.
that.
This is near the front.
Yeah.
Good move, yeah.
That's near the front, and Deputy Cheever.
Oh, okay, great.
He's up there.
I think I have Deputy Cheever's email from last time. Okay, so I'm gonna send you everything. You may not need it all, but you'll have everything, okay?
So all that I ask though is, if we're gonna go this route, any revisions you use in the drawing, you follow the revision process and use your revision block. So any comments you get, you need to track that.
Okay, so.
You're at the 100% design drawings right here, these are bid drawings. So if you get comments from us and you make edits to the drawings, that needs to be noted in the title blocks.
We do have a revision block that we update scrupulously. We don't keep the whole list on there. We have maybe 10 lines, and we, as it fills up and a new one gets added, the new one knocks off the older one.
Well, usually the process is, once you go to construction documents, you drop those off. So if you're gonna make changes from here, these are the documents we're looking at, we need to see those
Okay.
revisions.
We can,
So you have your 90%, you have your 75%, you have your revisions, but once you incorporate all these revisions, you reissue the drawings and change the title on the drawings.
okay,
So at
but
that point,
since we've submitted,
okay,
then we'll leave that one on there. We'll leave the submission date on there.
yeah, and then any
And
revisions you do
then,
from
and any
that time.
revisions you guys collectively or singularly have.
That way I know you incorporate.
Okay.
I'm not trying to figure out what drawing I'm looking
I suppose you want
So
them,
you
you
can
want
get
them
them
tagged too, don't you? Okay, I got, do you want the changes circled and flagged to the same?
at. I don't
delta?
necessarily need to see that, as long as I see a revision that it's been addressed.
Okay,
Because that
great.
usually causes confusion if you're using them as your construction document.
All right, we'll do. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
The main line?
Yeah, that's gonna be put in the site plan review letter. Their engineer is gonna have to do an evaluation of that existing soil line, see if it's adequate.
It depends on how big it is.
Change the house, not any aspect of
I don't know what you're doing.
We're just trying and hoping.
Well, if we can, we should be able to match it with the time that we're doing the sewer, you know? So that it, yes, we'll have to make another trench, but if we do it at the same time, it should.
gonna be a night job.
Okay, but if we do them both at the same time, it should make life a little easier for you.
That's what I would hope to.
You're gonna put it in the same trench anyway.
Excuse me?
You're gonna put it in the same trench, so if you have to go out there, you're gonna be taking out the old one and putting in the new one at the same time.
I don't know enough to say that, but if we can use the same trench, that's fine. We'll do that.
So you may look for the sprinkler line, I didn't see the sprinkler line coming into.
Yeah, I gotta
Maybe
talk
we'll
to
take a
the,
look.
I gotta talk to the engineer.
Which
to
has to
find out,
be in
because I think you'll see it on
How far
the
away
MEP.
from the soil?
10 feet.
10 feet, so you need 2 separate trenches.
Yeah, so make sure you're
The
looking
water-
at.
No,
where they
water
can-
soil coming in.
I'll have the engineer pick up
The
the
water only goes to the
MEP.
sidewalk.
I'm reasonably sure he should.
Yeah,
Okay, it's there, it just doesn't show up where you expect it to be.
yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
All right, that concludes our December 11th site plan review committee meeting.